All right, there we go. So now we're going to hit share screen. And we're going to go here and play. Welcome to a decade of Art in the Alley, artinthealley.org. I'm Sharon Koskoff, the lead art organizer, and we are here with Lisa and James Quillian through the Zoom online virtual. This is so important for me today that it had to be done today, Sunday, March 14th. A year ago, because of my health concerns and everyone else's health concerns, we have been in the house, we have been under quarantine, we have been COVID crisis. And today, a year on the anniversary is when I wanted to reach out to everyone because I did not want to be alone. In fact, the first week of the COVID, March 21st, as a matter of fact, a year ago, I started a project called Alone Together 2020, a Corona Crisis Collage. And I went to the Art in the Alley artists and I said, we got to connect, we got to stick together. We just can't be alone in the house. This is a crisis. And then I opened it up to the Art Deco Society and other public artists. And I got 113 artists to send 164 6-inch squares. And the 6 inches represented the 6 feet of social distancing. And I put in 139 headlines, as you can see here, this diagonal. And I put them 14 inches apart to represent the 14 days of quarantine. And I put in the year 2020 because we can never forget what 2020 was like. But as time went on, we adjusted, and here it is, a year to the day. So a year to the day since we had our last Art in the Alley happening. So what does an Art in the Happening look and sound like? Wow. So how does that even happen? How do we get to that? That's Delray Beach, Florida. Well, I painted my first mural at age 14. I just used some masking tape of red and black. This is my nephew, he's now 50. My husband. And I went right home after my sister got married and I painted a mural in her house and I painted my bedroom. And little did I know, this is 1968, that I was going to get involved in this Egyptian pyramid, this zigzag, this ziggurat motif. And of course it was avocado green, it was the 60s. My sister moved, got another apartment, and I learned to round corners in a mural. How do you do that? Masking tape is straight. Well, you hand cut each corner, and we learn about Art Deco that everything is 1, 2, 3 groups of threes, and it has racing stripes. Art Deco is all about the straight line. And even though I was painting these murals that I called super graphics, it was really the beginning of Art Deco. When I got my own apartment, I was Miss New York. I love New York, and I painted this New York style graphic with the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building. At the time, we did not consider the World Trade Centers to be, fantastic architecture. But this was my apartment, all with the Art Deco. And in New York, I was a member of the Art Deco Society. And then in Florida, we started the Art Deco Society of the Palm Beaches in 1987. So when you're in New York, you paint New York skylines. When you move to Florida, the first thing you do is paint purple palm trees. Because why? Why purple? Why not? So currently I teach at Old School Square. I do a Zoom program from 1 to 4 on Tuesdays, and we make collage. We have a great time. But I'm known for all my public art projects in Delray, like the giant puppets that would march every night for first night New Year's Eve, proudly down Atlantic Avenue to the tennis center. I did the mosaic Pineapple Grove Historic Arts District arch that we see here. I've done the flower festival with hundreds of volunteers and 15,000 flowers. We did this twice, as a matter of fact, in Veterans Park, where we took student artwork and we transposed their designs into flower murals. The Open Door Project with Old School Square and the wonderful city that we put the art in front of. Let's take a look at that. We had 75 doors by artists, front and back painted, on display by City Hall, called the Open Door Project. I became the Public Art Advisory Board chairperson, where we put in the Knowles Park sculpture on Federal Highway and children's art and bus shelters. And I'm also well known for the grants I got to improve neighborhoods, to restore neighborhoods. This is the Love's Drug mural, where this is now the old school square parking garage where the Christmas tree is. I love to do revitalization, where a mural really changes a space. See, if you put a pretty mural in a pretty neighborhood or in a pretty house, it's all still pretty. But when you take a building like this, front and back, through two sides, and turn it into this, that's how you improve a neighborhood. That's how you revitalize West Atlantic Avenue between 7th and 8th Street. These murals were up for 10 years, and they added a roof onto the building, and unfortunately they were demolished. But they showed the gladiolas for Delray and the historic site of people fishing, and the futuristic of the wave of Delray to come, with jazz and restaurants in the streets, the old and the new. Well, years ago, everyone used to hang out at Kevro's Art Bar, including me. And that's where I met James and Lisa. There's James, there's Lisa, there's Kevro. This is Kevro's Art Bar with a mural by Christos.
So James and I walked in, hung out in Kevro's quite a bit, met Sharon, and just happened to sit down and said, wait a second, we just bought a place that's in your book, Art Deco, the Palm Beaches. So Sharon will talk about that. But James and I moved into that neighborhood, and just like Kevro's, it was not so pretty. And we just started falling in love with all the neighbors that we were meeting at Kevro's and meeting down the street. And that's how we started talking about all the great things that make places better and make people smile. And that one night at Kevro's, it all happened.
Well, Kevro's Art Bar used to be Bishop's Plumbing. So he really did a major, fantastic restoration on that building and made it very active. So let me tell you.
I forgot to say why James is off on a sailboat. So it's just me tonight.
We're very interested.
But he says hi. He loves everybody.
Well, Lisa is a physical therapist at Delray Medical Center, if you did not know that. And James is a former physical ed teacher from Lake Worth Middle School. And now he full-time takes care of their properties. They have many holdings in Delray. And there they are at one of our Art in the Alley. But when we met, and they said, we know who you are. We want to improve our neighborhood with public art. How can we do that, Sharon? So they knew their picture was in the book. I had 2 books, Murals of the Palm Beaches, Art Deco of the Palm Beaches. And this is their property, which I went on to paint a little signage mural in the future. But we met April 8th. I met Lisa April, well, maybe before that, but April 8th, 2011, Art in the Alley was born. And the funny thing is, a year later, the CRA, the Community Redevelopment Agency, restored a building called the Arts Warehouse on Northeast 3rd and Northeast 3rd Street and Avenue, which is north of Atlantic. And they call that area Artist Alley. We are south of Atlantic. Osceola Park is the south end, and we're Art in the Alley. So they copied our name, but we love that because we love to share. So James and Lisa are the alley. They select the alley, they gather the neighborhoods to clear the alley, they set it up, they prime the boards, they organize, they do the food, all the big stuff. And if James was here, he'd have a big smile on his face. I'm the art. I donate all the art supplies. So all my big projects, I have all these industrial size paints and brushes, and I know how to make it happen. Buckets, I organize the artists, the emails, the contacts, press releases, all the archives, which we're going to see tonight. I organize musical guests, signage, and I work with the artists during the creative process. So I do the other stuff. So what are the rules? No rules, no rejection. I'm an artist, and with all my credentials, I could apply for something tomorrow and it could take hours to fill out the application and send pictures and still get rejected because That's politics. So we have no politics. Everyone's accepted. All we ask is that you bring your creative, community, collaborative spirit, and we share and we help each other. We open our arms with love to our neighboring artists. It's not competitive. It's really so cool. It's a true artist happening. So you sign up and I just send you back, got it, you're in. artinthealley.org. So Lisa designs the flyers, and she came up with this incredible mission, our mission statement. Lisa?
A creative endeavor merging public spaces with brilliant minds and hard work. And so we kept that statement going with each flyer, and then there's usually a quote from the previous year, and each flyer contains pictures from the previous year, because just like you that are here tonight, it's really fun to look back and remember that last year. It gets you excited about the next one. So that was always fun to do the alleys. And this particular one really shows what James made of the very first alley. This is the one behind our house that he had started when we had the conversation with Sharon to say, you know what? James is already fixing our alley. I bet we could do this where we get neighbors involved and we get the artists involved. And so the alley continued to improve from that point. So that was the first picture.
And what's interesting is here's a fence without any art. So the first night we were at Kevro's. Oh, I'm admitting some people. The very first night, it was a Friday night. We had it at Kevro's Art Bar at night because we're night people. And we worked inside. There was a back building, and we had 8 artists. But we had a good time. We were drinking and painting and free-spiriting, and it was just wonderful. And everybody just did their own thing. There was no pressure, no theme. You paint whatever you want, however you want, vertical or horizontal. People hung out and watched. And I remember it was a light rain. So we wound up with 10 panels. I think I did 2, Lisa did 2. And this was some of the art that we started off with. And we hung it in the alley. The newspaper took a picture of me signing the art in the alley. But look, James, the first piece, he put wood around it, the wood frames. There's James talking with Emmanuel Lee about opening the art in the alley. And it was just a great party. It's an Osceola Park. It's an Osceola Park neighborhood. And I remember Lisa called it Artceola. And that was just the whole beginning with this one article. So we got a warm welcome makeover from volunteers. This is all volunteer, by the way. By the second flyer, now Lisa had real pictures to put in the flyer. And in those days, we were painting on Sundays because it wasn't so busy at Kevro's on a Sunday afternoon. We could get in there at 2 o'clock, and the party was at Saturday night. And he has this long fence. There's Steve Browse. And you set up on a table and just lean the art panels. They're 3 foot by 5 foot hardy board panels. And people came from West Palm. He was the director of the art group called Palm Beach County Artists Association. You know, the artists weren't just from Delray. They were from all over just to have fun, wearing a Kevro's Art Bar t-shirt. And all these artists who started are still with us today. But people came and took pictures. It was a real happening scene on a Sunday afternoon.
The beauty of these paint days is what you just saw as far as white canvases that slowly become these most colorful things in the world. And so going back and looking at all these really kind of gives you that feeling again. So just pay attention to as you're watching the white disappear each time we go through these years.
And there's Deb with Kevin of Kevro's Arts Bar. And if you see, it was an artsy place to begin with murals in the background and very relaxed kind of atmosphere. In fact, here's murals in the background, street artist murals with spray paint. And there's me and Steve Brass got cold at night. Look, we got the sweatshirts on and we're inside. And here was the results of the second art alley. So now really good artists are coming with something to say, and like, you know, saving turtles, and Hill LeBlanc always puts her animals in there. People, you know, are identifying themselves. This is a Steve Browse, where this is his style of flat graphic painting. But I show this because this is the party, and you know, everything is installed, and we have lights up. My parents were alive at the time, mom and dad and their friends. This was my Art in the Alley. We have already, oh, there's Kev.
I got Kevin.
It. Hey, Kevin. Kevin just joined us. And we have Al Jaquette there in the background. You know, politicians started coming because they know there'll be hundreds of people at the party. So we have Steve Martell and Chuck Rhythm, the reggae star, and Steve Martell just released a fabulous album, A1A. And all these are working musicians, working artists, playing just to have a good time. No money is switching hands here. Everybody's volunteering. People are bringing food and sharing things and just having a good time with the art. And Lisa brought the pink lemonade that day for the kids. There's Kev, who, look how long ago this was, 2012, Ron Paul for president. And James, I don't know who this person is in the middle. But just party for art. And this is what it is, getting to know your neighbor, getting to know who people are. I got two people in the waiting room.
Got it.
I want to get them, here we go, admit, okay. But so we make headlines because James says, why don't I bring this to my school, where he was the phys ed teacher and he ran the garden club. So we made headlines, art in the garden, we called it. And Lindsay Moore even volunteered. She was a writer for the Palm Beach Post, I believe, or the Sun Sentinel. And here we have all the kids working on the panels. And we even painted the background wall, a mural. This is at Lake Worth Middle School. There's James. And this was the outcome. We did warm and cool body portraits, which I went on to do other times at the Boys and Girls Club as an artist in residence with Palm Beach County. Those are still there since 2012. Those murals are still there. We had a big awards for the kids, a barbecue. James did a great job at the school. And here's the garden that they worked in. So, you know, art, garden, friends, community, everybody sharing, working together. It's a great piece. So for Art in the Alley 3, now we started working where the paint day became Saturday and the party became Sunday. That was in 2013. And if we look here, Osceola Park is the perfect canvas for artistic expression. Get involved, live the excitement. That's a quote from James Quillian.
And we enjoy the pictures on some of these flyers of looking what the alleys looked like. So that was a picture of Don fixing an alley, but you couldn't even see him because it was so overgrown and there was trash everywhere.
Wow, that is, people don't realize behind the scenes. That's why we're showing everyone the images today, all the hard work, emphasis on hard work. So here's just setting up. Look at it, everybody's working next to each other. People come prepared. Some artists bring their own paint, they bring sketches, you know, because now we're in the groove, we know what's going on. And Carla brought her students, Carla Galumbe from Old School Square brought her students. You know, we got students involved, professional artists, families paint together. But here we are at Kevro's Art Bar with all those materials and just having a great day. Food is always coming. You don't go hungry when you paint Art in the Alley. So again, Tom Carney's coming, Gail McDermott, neighborhood people. Here's mom and dad, Lisa's parents. And, you know, we're really just having a real artist happening and everyone's working together. This picture wound up on the cover of the Delray News for 2 years in a row. Like, I think they posted the year later also. This is a famous picture of everybody bending and working hard on top of each other's, you know, trying to make it happen. And we would protect the wall by putting newspaper on the back. Oh, look, it says Obama. It's history in the making. Sharon and everybody just working. This is my creation for that year. So we'd work into the night. You know, we started at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There'd never be enough time. And everyone was just having such a good time grooving. You know, it's not like a rush. But sometimes people would come back the next day to finish. The materials would be there. I'd be like so wiped out, I couldn't even come back the next day. So here we are clearing the alleys, Lisa. Look at that, there's James, woo! Tarzan. And not just clearing the alley, but clearing the alley of trash and more trash. Working hard, physical labor. That's what trucks are for, right? Look at this alley, my goodness. He found a gun, a weapon, and bringing in, paying for this equipment, renting equipment to clear the alley, because how's it going to get clear if we didn't do it? So now the headlines read, Delray neighbors battling blight by turning alleys into works of art. And there is a great picture of James with his tool, and the alley is clear, the art is hung, right? Look at that, look at the difference, my God. Steve Martell came out with Max DeBose for music, and we lost our good friend Max, who was a Kevros staple. We lost him just a year and a half ago in August. We had a memorial for him, so sad. But look how beautiful the art is, and the flowers are in bloom. And there's our party. I'll never forget. Everybody's wearing hats. It was earmuffs and gloves. Maureen Offsinger. It was freezing. Richie from Kevros. We hung up all our articles, thanks to Lisa. Now look, here's a new fence. Okay? Everyone in the neighborhood would start fixing up their fences, painting their fences, putting up new fences. Everyone starts to care about their neighborhood and their alley, not just the party, but getting ready for the party. That was the catalyst, because nobody cared about the alleys before. But now people care. And everyone's getting together. It was so cold, we had a fire. You could just see, look, everyone's wearing hoods, but we came out for one another to support the artists, Bill Nix, and we start Birthday Comp about this time. Sign up for birthdaycomp.com, it's part of Art in the Alley. And Kevros got this great, on CBS News, came and took pictures of Art in the Alley and the restoration of the neighborhood, and how Kevin worked to revitalize his bar, because he's on the south end. You know, everything at that time in Delray was north. You know, south was really, it's booming now, but why? Because people like us made all this happen. Months later, they came and started road work. We're still in 2013, Art in the Alley. All right, look what's going on. Isn't that great? By Art in the Alley 4, we're working on Saturdays, partying on Sundays, and I have to just move this a little to read. Art has transformed the Osceola Park neighborhood. Be part of the continued excitement. 2014, here we go. And we see James here. We see digging the alley, clearing the alley. And we see everybody working, and Max DeBose, dear departed, rest in peace, Max. So right away, we get that grill cooking, and people are working and smiling, and the paint is out. Everyone's lined up. Everybody knows what to do. Smiling, painting children. I had a 60th birthday party that year, and I did a big spray paint. Everybody did like a 1960s kind of squirt paint. So I had a collaborative, my painting for that year was everybody spraying and collaboratively having a piece of Art in the Alley. Dogs are coming. There's the spray bottles. And we see work developing, everyone working in their own style. People hanging out inside the bar, having a good time. People are outside the bar having a good time. Because not just about the artist, it's about the community coming and watching my painting and interacting. So here we are late into the night. I was having some leg problems, so I was just resting. Here's people taking pictures of me. There's the picture. We're going to see, I restore this painting years later when it becomes faded. But there's Linda Spiel, all at Kevro's Art Bar, hanging out at night. And now the Sun Sentinel comes out again, right up their alley. Now they're getting fun with the titles, right? Artists and neighborhoods team up to transform Osceola Park, sprucing up the alleys. Annual project improves Delray's Osceola Park neighborhood. 2014. So now we're getting ready for the party, bringing in that cooler. You know, how do you set up a party? By hand, you got to bring it all in. And there, my mom, my dad had passed. There's mom. My sister is out in California. And we just have a good old time. Here's Art hanging up. And we get Chugga Rhythm coming and Marie Knopfsinger. And the party again goes into the nighttime. It's dark. It's February. And look at the new fences. See, everybody's putting up now new fencing. Everyone's maintaining their backyard. Well, Art in the Alley is so organized at this point. Pine Grove Elementary School asks us, with actually Steve Martell's help, asks us to paint murals. So we get the whole courtyard painted, and it was the hottest day of the year, August 1st. But the principal wanted it for the kids. We're coming back in 1 week, and this was a gift to the kids of Delray Beach and Osceola Park to have a new, alley, not an alley, a new courtyard. 2015 comes along, and we begin the idea of themes. And James comes up with this idea, not just an alley. I want to clean up Osceola Park with trash cans. There's too much trash in the street. If we put trash cans out on the corners, people will feed the animals. So here we see, James iPad. We see last year's Art in the Alley. And now we have Bill Nix's quote, "This project excites me year after year. It's an innovative example of art changing communities." That's what we're doing. So Lisa and Pike, they're now at the 211, and the 211 is Southeast 3rd Avenue at 2nd Avenue. Oh, street. I see. I did make a mistake there. Southeast 3rd Avenue at Southeast 2nd Street. Sorry about that. Anyway, they're out there, they got all these trash cans, and they have to prime them because paint will not stick well, even to a primed trash can, so we find out. But the great thing was, we now could have kids. We're no longer at Kevro's anymore, but we could start earlier in the morning because they didn't open till 2. So we could start at 10 or 11, which is more my kind of time. I'm not an 8 o'clock in the morning kind of person, but kids can participate because kids are not allowed at a bar, even though it's a family project. So we welcome the people in the neighborhood, and the kids can get started with our art. So they had this, at the 211, with this great property, they put gravel down, and they have these mango trees and this old Airstream. And here we are just setting up for the first time Art in the Alley at the 211, we call it. And I bring all my equipment. We want to thank Quillian's for those ice cream buckets. And right outside the 211 is this alley where we started to hang some art the year before. And here we are painting trash cans, which we have now discovered it's much harder to paint 3D than something flat. It's easy to paint something flat, but when you work something in the round and inside and outside, it's much more challenging for an artist. But everyone managed, and everyone smiled, and everyone brought their own paints, and everyone had a good time. And look at the wealth of design that people bring their art with them and transform a 3-dimensional object like a trash can. So everybody is from the community, like, wow, what's going on? What's going on? People are walking by. People are just stopping by. Can I help? And people came, you know, we wanted it to be animals. So the mouth would be in the trash can. And there's my friend from Alaska. He would come in and all the way from Alaska to work on Art in the Alley. And very, very difficult to paint on trash cans, but fun. And when we ran out of trash cans and kids came, we gave them a flat panel to paint on. Food, set up that food, Chef James Quillian. And people would help other people assisting because you had to move all this stuff around. It was not easy. Tom Carney came, politician. And here we go, feed the animals. Look at the fun. Look at that fun stuff. The pig and the squirrel and the monsters and the raccoons and lobsters. Yeah, feed me, I'm hungry. It's a great picture, my favorite picture of all the trash cans lined up. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like maybe almost 20 trash cans. The Delray Downtowner joined us. And what they would do is take people at the party to the other alley so you could see all the art. So you could see the trash cans lined up at the party or go see the other alleys, right? So we're connecting neighborhoods at the party. And everyone's coming out, wow, what is this? How do I get involved? Can I sign up for next year? Do you do this every week? Do you do this every night? You know, like, what's going on? What's going on? Because now we're really in the street. And everybody's happy. Everybody's making friends. I love the kids are now invited. And people are having little birthday parties, little dress up like a nerd birthday parties. And there's the Martell family. And there's Chucka, Lisa's speaking. There's Alex, Sharon Kurlichek's husband. And everybody is wearing name tags and we're smiling. And we're feeding the alleys. There's Sandy and Jerry Franciosa. There's Chucka playing in the background. And everyone's having a good time. Some people are having a better time than others, apparently. So now we're on this roll with themes. So for Art in the Alley 2016, we have the idea of having the party on Valentine's Day, Hearts in the Alley. So again, here we see clearing the alley and the trash cans from the previous year. This is the greatest picture where you're wearing your hat. We still have Kevros from the year before in our flyer. And we're already getting press before the party. Here it is, February 3rd. And the newspapers are inviting everyone to our Valentine's Day party with Heart in the Alley to add art in an unlikely place. So everyone is starting the morning. We have Nicole joins us and people, Terry came from Port St. Lucie to join and start in Heart in the Alley. People are bringing their equipment, people are bringing their friends. They know it's gonna be a long day. Oh, did you admit that one?
Yeah.
Thank you, here we go, iPhone. Here's Heidi painting. You know, we know it's going to be a whole day. We know the routine. And this guy comes up to me, Michael Rivera here, and says, I'm not an artist, but I want to be involved. Can I start doing videos every year? Yeah, sure. He would send me the CD and we'd show it at the next party. Look at how everybody's haircuts change. I love this. But right now, so we're painting in an alley that already has art from the previous year. There's Pam from Old School Square. All you need is love. Now, we have no rules for Art in the Alley, but we have now changed it where we kind of stopped doing words because words are a problem with signage and messages. So that is one of our new rules, but at this time we allowed words and it was all you need is love with the heart for Heart in the Alley. It's a great message. All you need is love. And a guy that brings the kids and everybody's bringing their babies. And it's just a wonderful thing that everybody, the families are involved and the neighbors. And again, look at new fences are here. We see new fences being put up. Look at my hair there. I'm wearing my Smile Volunteer Delray t-shirt and I'm covered in paint as always. Here we see painting progresses. Here's the heart. And here she's adding the sun. And it's nice to see how the paintings develop. We've got another great heart. The heart was the center. And here we see the first picture of Tim Marking, who was an Art in the Alley artist who did the Queen of Arts. And unfortunately, Tim passes away, and we'll see his memorial. But there's Tim Marking painting Queen of Hearts. And Jerry, who would come to all of our events, and everybody's just walking around taking pictures and posting and just having a good time. Neighbors in the alley. Lisa's helping neighbors paint. And Michelle and Richie from Kevros, who left town, come back in town, go, yeah, we're going to paint the guitar, music, maybe, rock and roll, art in the alley, art and music in the alley. We should change it. There's Deb. And obviously it's a Kevros picture. If the picture's taken on a diagonal, Kevro is a photographer, and that's his trademark. So obviously he took this picture. Welcome to Osceola Park. There we go, right? Osceola Park.
That's a great picture of my dad.
Yes. Wearing my painting shirts that I still have, because I bring hundreds of painting shirts for everyone. That's great. Carlos is there, and Heidi. And, you know, we eat and we drink and we party, and some people have a really good time. And you got to take a picture. When we are doing our water, at this time, the 211, they build a bathroom. You can see this new wood. This is the bathroom with water, and this shell that Lisa bought this whole water faucet at the Delray Affair. So we keep the Delray going. Here we have the list of artists for 2016, where we sign in and everyone gets to see their names. And Kevro is always on hand, taking pictures and joining in dancing with Sharon White, and just always there for us. Thank you, Kev. And look, all the art. Now there's art all over the place. There's art on the walls, there's new fences, there's night lighting amidst the mango trees. Sharon's doing her fabulous hair painting here. And Nicole and Brianna, who's been with us from day one, always needs a little help, always there for us, wearing her first night, the puppets, her Delray Affair t-shirts. Sharon Kurlichek. She has words here: select second place, not only in that golden, but in their frightened heads. All right, she has a poem she wrote, Observe the Sky. This is for Heart in the Alley. So here we make, again, always the front page of the forum. Now my neighbors bought a house here, Jennifer and Marty, and Jennifer is painting. Everybody gets involved. If they're a neighbor, they're involved. There's Jen. She brought her flowers and painted her flowers. She brought her own props. So this is really amazing. Well, what's her name? Can you remember her name? Skaliki. She paints in the middle of the alley. She sets up the panel to paint the alley with the art on it, what she sees with the mango trees. It's amazing. So when I had to put Art in the Alley in my book, Murals of the Palm Beaches, this is the painting we had to put. This is the one that represents the whole Art in the Alley, because it is a painting of Art in the Alley in the alley. And it made Art Up the Alley in the newspaper. Mitch Katz, politician. Okay, so here is the alley, and here she's painting it on the floor, and everyone's watching, and it was like, whoa, what is that? Here it is, Christy Haley and Sister
Sarah Haley and her
Christy and Sister Sarah and Father Steve.
And Sarah Haley and her mother Suzanne Haley grew up in the neighborhood. So this was the first time that that Sarah was painting, and so she brought the rest of her family to join in and
they work at the Arts Garage. Suzanne Haley, she's from the Arts Garage. So you'll be getting all the other arts people involved all connecting all the artists of Delray, all the other arts organizations, all the nonprofits, everybody, all the politicians, all the neighbors, everybody looks forward to Art in the Alley. And here it is epitomized in this one painting. So the day before the installation, James had picked this wall, this concrete wall instead of a fence. And this is what it looked like. The party is tomorrow, and this is the wall. This is right by Rubber Duck Car Wash on the south end of Osceola Park. So the first thing I do, like at Lake Worth Middle School, I paint the whole wall. I have light blue paint with me and some yellow, and I make green. That's all I brought that day. And I just paint out the wall. So we went from this to this. I think that's improved the neighborhood. Then on the back of that wall was a parking lot for the bank, and there had been some graffiti and they just wiped it out. I think that's despicable. So I still had some blue and yellow paint, and I painted the heart. I asked no permission for this. It's still there in the facing Federal Highway. And I just took my paint, and that's what you're supposed to do with graffiti, because you can never match the color of the wall. Just you paint a little mural over it, and no one will ever graffiti it again. So we lay out the art, and I'm doing curating now. So I pick 3 groupings. I'm making groupings and verticals and horizontals. Alley's a little broken down, but looking good. James is out there. This is Tim Marking's painting. And he's cutting. And these days he wanted no help from anybody, doing all the work himself. Bing, bang, boom. Jim Ballantyne comes with his sports car from the car wash right here. And he pulls up. And I take this great picture of him with the whole Art in the Alley wall and his glasses. And there it is. They're watching James. And they're going, wow, man, you're awesome. And there it is. You drive by today, this is what it looks like today. So we are improving the streets, improving the neighborhood, improving life in Delray. Here comes the party. We got Mitch Katz. We got Mayor Shelley Petrola. Congratulations, she just got reelected as mayor of Delray Beach, Florida. And James and Lisa Quillian. There's James and Lisa. And the party begins. And here we got everybody, Tina and Heidi and Terry and Christine, some samples of their work. Oh, here's some more words, but everybody's really showing heart and love. But again, we have a theme. You don't have to paint the theme. You paint what you want. You're the artist. Just the themes, because it was Valentine's Day for the party. And I want to share the video with you. Welcome to Art in the Alley 2016, number 6. I am Sharon Koskoff, and here we are at a neglected alley turned into a public art museum in the heart of Delray Beach, Florida. Woohoo! Here we are. Let's take a look at this wonderful art we turned into a public art museum. And we're at the opening now, and we have all these people here. Hi! We are looking at fabulous art being done 3x5 panels. Today is the opening for Valentine's Day. We're calling it Art in the Alley. We got baby, I got dogs, I got roses. We got art in the Alley. Food and wine and music. We got videos that back to our art. We got art. It's about Sharon Koskoff. We were organizing about the alley.
Another draw. Oh.
Right. Here we go.
And this is like
musicians.
It's a kind of
no, we found this one.
6 years running. Last year we had animals in the alley. Here's our alley. And we are continuing with the art.
Sharon's taking pictures.
Sharon's taking pictures. Sharon Koskoff, James Quillian, our leader of the alleys. Woohoo!
What is that?
Here's our heart. And we have Sharon, Koskoff, Art in the Alley. So the party went into the night and we had it all lit up with lighting, and it's kind of romantic, but it was Valentine's Day, and Chaka serenaded the guests, and you know, it was a beautiful Valentine's Day, and it epitomizes the warmth and love of Heart in the Alley. So the artists got together, Art in the Alley. The Public Art Advisory Board was doing a fundraiser at the Playhouse, and they asked us to participate. So the Art in the Alley artists got together, and we called it Hats in the Playhouse. And we had a mural, and everybody's wearing crazy hats. And we went on to do some other things with the Lake Worth Playhouse, the Delray Playhouse, sorry. But by September of that year, we mourned the passing of Tim. This is Heather Cole, his friend. And Lisa was out of town, but called me up and said, "Oh my God, one of our artists passed suddenly. You gotta do a memorial." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we made a video. We showed the video. James took the art down from the alley and brought it to the 211. And there's Tim, it was his good friend. They worked together. We passed a candle around, and everyone spoke about their friendship with Tim. And his brother came in town, and we made a card, and everyone signed it and gave it to the brother. Tim was only 58, and it just passed, just passed. Rest in peace, Tim. We miss you. So for Art in the Alley 7, I had this idea. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to James and Lisa, because I knew they would like this, you know, because who picks the themes, right? And like, I got it. You ready? Mardi Gras in the Alley. And they just looked at me and went, bingo, yes. So here we're showing last year's alley. And here's a before and after. Remember what these things are looking like, that dirty wall. And they decorated even for paint day with kites for the Mardi Gras, because now we're really getting to the theme. We're wearing costumes and we're wearing beads, and we're just everything. We're connecting to what's going on here. We had beads for everyone. I had been to New Orleans and I had brought all the beads. And the theme for Mardi Gras is let the good times roll. So everybody sets up in the morning for the morning meeting where they learn where to get the paint and where the bathroom is and how to do things. In fact, I'm wearing my Art in the Alley label that Lisa made it for everyone. I wear it all the time. And we have new people now. Deb LaFog is with us. And, you know, just setting up in the morning, checking out what everyone's doing. James is getting ready to feed everyone. Peter from Old School Square joins us with his unusual style of art. Mardi Gras in the Alley. Look, we're starting with purples and greens and yellows. Got Kate over there. And this is a picture. I love this picture of James and Lisa with Dad. And now we get these two guys, Peter and Rob. Rob has 4 kids, boys, we're going to see pictures of them. They boys paint. These little kids are artists. It's a whole family of artists. And we're getting that street artist kind of look there with the spray paint. Look at these little kids. And Delray gave us hats to wear, Ace Hardware. And people are just painting away. Look at this for the Mardi Gras theme. And it's always time for lunch. Everybody's eating. And you know, when you're well fed, you like to paint well. We got Kenny, the next door neighbor, even painting. I had no idea how talented he was. Here we have the skull and Hill. Look at that paint tray, fantastic. This lady moved here because her son liked driving through the alleys, right, Lisa?
So she tells us that she was renting here, and every time she took her son to school at Pine Grove Elementary, she had to go through the alley because her son wouldn't have it any other way. He said, why wouldn't we drive through the alley? So she, I think, was here renting for 1 or 2 years, and because of that said, we need to live in this neighborhood, and they bought a house and they lived here for gosh, 7 or 8 years, and she still comes back just to be a part of the Art in the Alley. They're up north now, but just super fun that she just has such a heart into this neighborhood because of her son Diego.
And this is one person. The impact that we are making on this community is just one person. So because you could do whatever you want, and Pam was in my collage class, collage meaning ripped paper, she painted all these papers in advance, ripped them, brought them, and made her palm tree painting, and then sealed it with many coats of clear, because paper isn't that durable for public art, but by sealing it, it's still there. It's still wonderful. And look at all the kites they had. It's so festive. So, we're feeding off the energy of talking to people. People come by and they ask how you're doing. There's Michael again, the next year, he's still there coming to video everybody in the background. It's hardworking in the sun. There's my neighbor Marty, rode his bicycle to come visit us all the way from Woodlake. And there's our Shell cleaning the brushes. And there I am with all the paints again, mixing up the colors, making everybody happy. Do you have red? Do you have blue? Well, not that red, a different red. There's Christos every year. Peg, we're in a painting shirt. Look at that. We got Jim Knight, and Kevin's there, always there, taking pictures and supporting our efforts. So now we're all dressed up, boy. Mardi Gras in the alley party. And what kills me is we have never lost any of the art. All the art is still there. Any art that got put on there, the walls are still there for everyone to see. And when Hurricane Irma came, this particular fence got knocked down. It was opposite the car wash. And the only art missing ever is my jazz man with the Mardi Gras beads, which is good. I would hate to have to tell one of the artists that their work was gone. We had Michael Moses and special guest Gail Corsell came and sang at this party, and they came again for last year also, the next year. But I remember dancing at this party. It was just a night of dancing. We had the best time. And it's a very narrow alley, and here was the parking lot. And we had a building, and I remember we took video. We shot the video from the year before at night when it got dark on the wall, and like a movie. It was like a drive-in movie night. And the most exciting thing, right? Jan and Melody had their baby, and Lisa was dying because she thought if they had it and we couldn't do the party. 210, Art in the Alley baby. There's little Maris, look at that, 4 days old, and they came to the party. Unbelievable. Lisa made the beads, and everybody, Ann Gannon from our taxes of Palm Beach County came out. It was sunny. Here's the big wall that we put the video on. I can see it now. There's the wall. There's Patty and her neighbor. Everybody was out. We never knew who this guy was. We didn't have his correct info. And he did this great piece, Celebrate Fat Tuesday. People are bringing their animals, cake. People bring crisp food to share. Everybody contributes. And there's Mom Frances. And more mom and dad and more neighbors. And everybody's just getting ready for Mardi Gras in the alley. We had a good night. I love this picture. This is a great shot with the art in the background, with the murals in the background. And that year, Diane Feen wrote the article, and I became the city person for the Atlantic Avenue magazine, A Heart for Art. And I'm standing with my heart in the alley. So Art in the Alley 8, we're moving along here. And this shows the Mardi Gras from last year. And here we have, if it is to be, it's up to me, the honored Derek Hernandez. Okay, so.
Derek was another neighbor that we lost that lived behind the 211. So he was integral in all of those parties and all of those setups. Derek Hernandez was the neighbor that was right there. So he passed that year and we just remembered all those times.
So Lisa wanted, there was new construction being built, and Lisa wanted all the new neighbors to say, hey, our alleys are friendly. Come walk your dogs and your animals, and you know, they're going to be using these things. So we wanted to spruce up the alley because of the new construction. So it was called Alley Cats and Dogs in the Alley. And here we are setting up all the materials. And there's our little Art in the Alley baby, Maris, a year old now. And it looks like we're setting up Mexican food for today. Hey, James. And it was great. From the Resource Depot, I got all these containers with lids. So I was able to, you know, have it more stackable, and I could mark the colors. And so Resource Depot is an artist place up in West Palm where they give free things to artists, and all recyclables. We try to save the planet and use recyclables. And, you know, blank canvases. Gee, what will I paint today? So people started getting started. Cats, you know, witches, cats. There's Lynn, who's the Witches of Delray, right? Is Laurel Hecht. And we got a smile out of Patricia here. Hey. So Sharon actually brought a sample, which she sold to Steve Martell, of what she was going to paint. So she came with a sketch. This is not her panel. This is a sketch. And Nicole couldn't make it. So I can't even lift these panels. I drove it and dropped it off at her studio in Boynton. And then she left it finished, and I picked it up and brought it because we want to include everyone. Even when you can't make it, we want you to be there. Patty, the first time she was participating, and she's a bronze sculptor and a clay sculptor. So she took one of her bronze women called Family, and instead of the baby, she put a cat. Jennifer's dog Hunter, who's no longer with us, was the star of the show. Jennifer and Marty's Hunter. And a phenomenal job. Look at this painting by Heidi, it's zooming in. I have hundreds of videos. In one of the videos, she's interviewed, and I hear her talking about how she wants to loosen up and change colors. And I went through so much in these archives to pick out pictures. Hill, look at that with the animals. And always a giraffe, even in Cats in the Alley. Find the giraffe. Marty Clay. And everyone's just there again in awe. People are like, when is this? Can I come back? And what if I'm not here? So now we're going to play this really fun thing. A fun, fast paint day, Art in the Alley, of what it's like. I had a community service volunteer working for me, Nick. He made this video for us. He took hundreds of videos, hours of videos at the event. And then he made this fun thing. Go, Steve. Go, Kate. Oh, that was my dog Teddy that passed away a year ago. And that's Nick who made this video. He's doing the transferring of the design, which we make on a template. So we put it on plastic, and then you trace the plastic, and the ink from the marker transfers in pencil, and then you redraw it again. It's a process, but you actually will get the desired outcome, which is 2 teddies. But this is painting on speed.
I think that's very appropriate for Hillary and Heather Cool. Right? They're up all night. They've got loud music playing in their earphones, and that's how they paint. And it always comes out amazing.
And we end right there on the cat for Cats in the Alley. So the strangest thing is when we were looking for the alley where these we're going to get hung. We wake up in the morning and James goes, oh my God, he doesn't know who did this, but somebody put a 3-dimensional like fan to look like a flower and painted on the wall, right on the fence. And we love that. Cool. Then this fence, which is clearly an eyesore, which is over here, was taken down that morning. So people in the neighborhood know Art in the Alley's coming. They feel it. Lisa and James would literally knock on all the neighbors' doors, ask them, can we hang the art on your fence? Some people want to participate, some don't. Some people say, oh, I'll paint my fence. I'll tear my fence down. I'll fix my fence. So it's really like an isolated party, but it spreads to the whole street, the whole neighborhood. There's the finished 2 teddies, warm and cool, I call that. Warm and cool. Now look at this fence. This is
John and Peggy.
John and Peggy. Yes, they painted their fence purple. And my painting had purple. Looked great on the fence. And here we have it all lined up so James knows where to hang everything. So for the party, Sharon White said, oh, you got to partner with Palm Beach County Animal Control. And that's what we did. Live animals for adoption and information. And they brought cats. You could actually adopt a pet at our party. And Lisa made all these tags for the artists. Look at that. Fabulous tag. And she did face painting, so whiskers. And Lisa got these hats that I'm wearing my whiskers today. Not my whiskers, my ears. And so we're into the costume, the headbands, the name tag.
Oh, sorry, hold on. Hold on.
I'm good now, okay.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
I said that, we have the face painting and then the headbands, and back here we have the dogs, people taking pictures, a lot of activity. Oh, here's face painting on her hand. And Kisa is playing with the animals. And neighbors. Food's coming. Yay. There's the finished hunter dog. And the party, I brought from Old School Square had a bling project. So I brought that so people could do selfies and post at the party. There's Laura. So my painting, which had faded, I went and added a cat and mouse for the police, the cat and mouse, over the painting. And there I am dressed as I am today. And the cat, and there's Chucka hugging me. But I got my whole leopard outfit on. And everybody's wearing the hats and just getting meow, meow. Linda Stabile's out with her friend John. Neighbors, meow. So this is funny here. Here's part of the fence before your other fences built, but we had to go around in those days. So here's Hunter even came to the party. There's the picture of Hunter with Marty and Jennifer, and there's Hunter posing. And there's Karen and Tom, and there's the delivered painting hung, and everybody brought their animals. Everybody came, the animals were invited. Mom and Dad in the alley with our cat ears. And the babies are coming. Chuck is singing. And Mom, Francis. Hi, James. Shelly's out. She was working in it for mayor there. There's Jan. And we had a visit from the witches of Delray with the Wizard of Oz bicycle by Lynn Deviso Corp. And it was just so festive at the party. And they were promoting Halloween in Delray, the witches ride and raise money, right? And I think Lisa became a witch. Are you a witch now?
I am officially a witch.
At Delray, right? Fantastic. I am not, because it's too early for me. I will never be a witch of Delray. And we got the kids playing with the Jenga. And it never occurred to us all these years, why aren't we taking a group photo? So this photo means so much to me because everybody is just, all the artists, I had to get all the artists away from the party to take this group photo, but we're all here. And it's just I bought cat pocketbooks. One for me and Lisa. I carried that pocketbook for 2 years. I just retired that. So we made the headlines again. Masterpiece portraits of 35 cats and dogs. Murals now hanging in Osceola Park, and all the pictures of everybody in the newspaper. So this is March 2018, just 3 years ago. But the impact that we're having now, artists like James Kerr, he brings his plein air, which means outdoor painting, artists to come in alleys. Palm Beach County Gov TV, Channel 20, films an episode with myself and James and the host, a 30-minute episode, an in-depth look at the county's oldest neighborhoods with Art in the Alley, Osceola Park neighborhood, cleaning up, combining art to revitalize alleys. It played on for a whole month, and they recur this all the time. Inside History, Channel 20. And now Diane Feen makes James and Lisa the city persons with their Art in the Alley in December 2018. Thank you, Diane. So Art in the Alley, number nine. We had, highlight the year before, and now we're in big time. The Aloft Hotel, the new Aloft Hotel being built in downtown Delray Beach on South Federal Highway is Tropic Alley at the Aloft, we called it. But all along, artists are working on 3-foot by 5-foot panels, and now suddenly they have to be 4-foot by 8-foot. That's more than twice the size. And they went crazy. What if I can't finish in time? How will I paint 4 by 8? That's so big, you know. I said, it's gonna be fun. And it was. The only problem that we had for the party was they weren't done with the construction. Let's see how that turned out. So here we are in the morning, setting up for the morning meeting. There I am and all my audience. And now they need a lot more paint and bigger brushes and different equipment. And they need ladders and stools. And it's a whole different dynamic painting 4-foot by 8-foot tall. Let's see what happens. Everyone gathers and gets their paint with a smile, another smile from Patricia. And everyone is happy, bringing their dogs. But now only, James can move these panels. You can't just move it yourself. It's difficult. And you're sketching out. People are bringing ladders, step stools, stepping on things. Here's ladders. Different dynamic now. Some people work flat. That's smart, right? Or if we really leaned it on an angle, you could kind of get a little higher up. And flowers are in bloom. Here's more ladders. It's a sunny day. It's so peaceful and serene working in the 211 alley. And people just have to work big. Whoa, look at that. I can do this. I'm a mural artist. For me, 4 by 8 foot is small. But for your average artist, it's bigger than that. So we have a visit from Jackie Byro. She's the marketing person at the Aloft Hotel with her friend, holding up a poster. But, they wanted to come and support us because, see the art that's going to be hanging. So we had 43 panels. And they only wound up being able to hang 17. And here we're, have to paint the whole background first. And here Lisa, she's greeting people and painting, being the organizers of this is a lot of work. It looks calm, but making it happen is a lot of work. And just everybody's going really great. Things are moving along. But everything is big now. Look at these big panels compared to the little small ones on the wall. It's not easy. Patty stole the show. Everybody came over to Patty. She did something called pouring paint and experimenting and she was having the time of her life, but everybody was coming over. She's working flat because to pour the paint, you do a little tilting and pouring. And it was just, wow, what's going on? And she was showing people her technique. Patty is usually a sculptor, not usually a paint pourer, but she loved doing that. Here's Steve and Kate, Carlos. Everybody's painting big. And Lynn, the Aloft Hotel blocked, is now built this big hotel. She used to see the sunset every night. Well, now she couldn't. So it was her dream to paint her sunset so she could remember what it was like. And if we look now at Lisa's background, she's using Lynn's painting as her Zoom background for today. And here it is in process before she put the building up. They came in from New York to be Art in the Alley. From the year before, they saw it and they said, we're flying in, and they flew in and they flew back in for the party. I had some community service helpers. They were saved the day for me because it was a crazy day, bigger and better than ever. Sharon came prepared with her color sketches and swatches. Got a lot of Sharons here. And always good time to eat, right? Always good, always time to eat in the alley. And Rob and Pete, they did their street painting style. And I was dying. He was putting letters and words in there, and I said no. And I made him take it out, but we kept the D for Delray. And standing on chairs. Christine is doing her signature patchwork. And we were tired. At the end of the night, there's Agata and Steve. We were tired. We put in a day's work, let me tell you. And then I got cranky. Oh my God. How am I going to put all this away? Oh my God, who's going to help me get this in the truck? I'm like all day, and now it's like, now I have to clean up all by myself. All these big buckets. Lisa and James got these buckets donated from Home Depot. Boy, we need buckets. And all the men had to bring all the 4x8s. We couldn't leave them in the alley. They had to be dragged back in. So now we're at the party. But what happened was, it wasn't open yet. The alley wasn't open. It was under lockdown. And we were scheduled to have a party. And James said, I want it at that site. But we couldn't make it happen. It just wasn't going to happen. It was locked down and we couldn't get in. No one was answering our calls. And I said to James, you know what? I went to planning and zoning. I went to public art advisory board. I went to Parks and Rec. I went to the police department. I spoke to everybody. And I got that key. And we got in. And we got permission from the city of Delray to hold our party. So we couldn't hang it on the walls. How are they going to be on display? And James came up with this A-frame where he drilled them and he caulked them and put wood behind them, 4x8s, and they were so heavy. And he hinged them together. And it was a hot day. I went for the installation. They said, oh, we need your help. Here's Patty's piece. It had rained on her pouring, and it got all buckled, and it developed this interesting texture. And just moving them, I kept saying, move them to the left and the right. James wanted to kill me, I think, that day. But we worked so well together. And I stayed there 4 hours and guided them, and we made it through. But it wasn't easy. And this is what I left. It was Saturday, and I left it at like 6 o'clock at night, and everything was perfect. Oh, well, we still didn't finish, apparently. The one mistake was, in all this work, by accident, this mermaid piece, which is like a jack of hearts where you can hold it either way, by accident was hung upside down. But nobody knew. But the artist was upset. So here we are, there's Barry and Barb, they're here tonight. They show up at the party just when I needed them at 2 o'clock. The party starts at 4. I didn't know how I was going to set this up. And I made the sign. Here's Pike hanging up the sign. We had to get bathrooms. I mean, all along the other places, we'd always have something. So here we got porta potties from the city, right? We did so good. I made this sign the night before. Here's our list of artists that are growing. And it was sponsored by Art Deco and the Art in the Alley, and by the Aloft Hotel. And there's Mr. Aloft himself, Alan Mindell. with Lisa, who made all these leis because it was tropical theme, and she made flowers for everyone's hair. Thank you, Lisa. And there's me and James wearing our leis. And the Aloft had their chef bring some food for the party. This is one of my students from Boca who came from the party, from Broken Sound, Randy. One of my Art Deco people, John Ferriello, came. And my friends from high school surprised me, flew in and came to the party. Elliot and his wife, Heather, oh my, mwah, mwah, mwah. I was crying. Bill Nix and Kevro. I said, oh, we gotta take this picture. The gang is back together. And all the art is, everybody's mingling. And another fun video.
Yeah, 2019. I know. So you have all this fabulous art and all these people. You have the books on sale. Heroes of the Palm Beaches. Yes, when the Silver Award, before the Book Awards, we have James, the head of Art Gallery. Oh, nice. We got everybody. We got art.
So here's me with my piece, and here's some Jeannie Fernsworth looking at the book. We see here the revitalization of the Parker's Kitchen mural and my book, Murals of the Palm Beaches. And the very next day, after all of that, James goes and brings these A-frame panels downtown Delray, because Cabana El Rey, the manager there, is one of the neighbors Art in the Alley, and said, oh, wow, we're having Savor at the Avenue. That's where you can see everyone eats along the avenue. These would be great. Could you bring them? James is sure. Nothing's too much trouble for him. So he brings all of these heavy panels after the party on Sunday to the Monday Savor the Avenue. And everyone's taking pictures and learning about Art in the Alley now right there downtown Atlantic Avenue, while everyone's having dinner as the backdrop with James and Mom. That was extraordinary. If you could ever do Savor the Avenue, I recommend it, downtown Delray. And there's Lisa with Mitch Katz. So this was a sign up at that party. I had a little display, and I said, the South Florida Science Museum has this dinosaur that came from down south at Homestead from the FP&L, and they want it painted. And they're gonna bring it up to the FP&L and Riviera Beach for us. And if you wanna paint the dinosaur, Art in the Alley dinosaur, come on. And everyone signed up. So here's Sharon and some volunteers. This is just the head. We painted the head first. And we go now to the South Florida Science Museum. It's all installed with this flat cement slab. And they rent this, oh my God, this incredible machine so we can get up high. This is 30-foot tall dinosaur. And Art in the Alley artists rock. We painted a dinosaur. I mean, can you ever say, I painted a dinosaur? And if you go there now, Rosie is wearing a mask to tell everyone to stay safe. Here she is. And we signed the artinthealley.org on that slab. Go Rosie. I wanted to call her Ruby after my dad. So the whole summer, everybody's calling me. When are they going to hang the art in the Aloft? When are they going to hang Tropicali in the Aloft? Which one? Did I get picked? Did I get picked? I did not know. So from the party in March, October 30th, they selected the 17 panels. And this is the back alley of this Aloft Hotel. And right here on these red stripes is where Art was going to go. In between, they had these spaces. So James had to deliver them, and he put them, they were all going to be lit at night. Nice, beautiful paved alley on the hotel. And they wanted James to hang out. He said, oh no, you guys are hanging at the hotel. And they had to bring, all this equipment there. And here are some of the panels. And Carla Galumbe, her pieces hung correctly, not upside down. But here's all some examples of art at the A-Loft. The rest of the art that was not selected is throughout our 211 neighborhood. And you can see the 4-foot by 8-foot panels throughout the neighborhood. So now we're up to our last Art in the Alley, number 10. And it took place March 1st, 1 year ago. And this is why it's so symbolic for me. It's the last public event in Delray. Then we were shut down, no more public events, everybody quarantined, everybody home, everybody, starting with all the politics of Black Lives Matter, and what a year we've had. But the last time that everyone was together was on this March 1st. And it was the 10-year anniversary. And it was the roaring 20s. So what better time to bring full circle to the Art Deco Society of the Palm Beaches than Art Deco in the Alley. So we started off the morning, James and Kenny, they're hanging up the tent. And I'm opening up the paint. I'm all dressed up for Art Deco, even on Pink Day, I'm Art Deco. And, everybody's getting ready. There's the shirt that your dad was wearing. And here's the morning meeting. Everybody's raring to go. And our community police come visit. Everybody knows who we are now. Everybody's taking care of us. Everybody's chipping in. Everybody's there just getting started with blank canvases. People are working horizontally. Elaine, a new student, brought her friend, an artist. And, we're under the mango tree. Patty's friend Bill came in from Atlanta. And historic, instead of the Art Deco, we're doing the Colony Hotel here. Really ambitious things. People are so excited. Is Kate. And these are going to be Art Deco paintings that we'll see when they're finished. We got kids working on paintings. Oh no, rain? For those of you who don't know me, it never rains on my parade. And it rained while everyone was working. Well, the savior was I had brought all this plastic and all the other Art in the Alleys, people would go, well, what if it's going to rain? And I go, look, you don't have to worry, it's not going to rain. And we had times where it thunderstormed the day before and it thunderstormed the day after, but the Art in the Alley day was gorgeous, but it rained. So right away, everyone helped everyone. We took plastic and masking tape and we covered up all the paintings and we had to move all the equipment and, it was crazy. This never happened before. And everybody's umbrellaing, right? All you can do is laugh, and smile, or eat lunch. Yay. So that's what we did. We took a lunch break and there's our little Art in the Alley Maris and now a brother. Whoa, a new Art in the Alley baby. So we're all having a nice lunch break. And then the sun came out. Look, the sun is beaming on us. And we got back to work. And it was quite nice, but we still had the plastic, But what happened was, look, they went and bought tents. They said, oh, what if it doesn't clear up? We have to, no, it's not like, oh, I'll come back next week. Oh no, everyone knows to work and finish and stick together. So they brought tents. They went to Target. They got the tents, bought tents and just set them all up. There's Hill and continued painting. We're troopers. You can't keep us down. We're Art in the Alley artists. We just have plastic in case it rained. Oh, wait, well, let's look at that again. Look, it did drip. We got some damage there, but we fixed it. Here I am working on some with the kids. I was doing some outlining and some people work faster than others. This is a famous Art Deco stencil book she's working from. And Art Deco people here. And just working under the tent. We got Kisa, we got Glenn, Mom and Dad. This is Lisa's parents with James. And people managed to finish. Look at that, roaring 20s, here we are. Look at it, in case you didn't notice, look, there's a profile in the cat. Patty's geometric and the Art Deco ladies. And don't forget, you know, abstract painting started in the Jazz Age era. So, you know, it was a little setback, but you know, it was just made it more fun and more memorable, and intense and plastic. And look, it's cloudy, you know, kept threatening rain on and off. So we just worked into the night we worked all night. And that was fun, even with the kids. And it got dark and we just set up lights. Sharon, there was a fire and we were tired. And she just kept painting. She just put on a television show for us. One of the kids were just painting away. She came late at night and started this. It looks illuminated, but it's really very dark at night. This picture just was bright with light. And so I'm joining in. Kids finished their paintings. So this got really damaged. We came back the next day. This was Laura, and I helped her finish it the next day. I was tired, but we make it work. So this is the installation, what most of the works look like at Art Deco in the Alley. So I brought my jazz man back, the one that got ruined in Mardi Gras in the Alley. And here it was the party, March 1st. For a complete list of the artists, by the way, go to our Art in the Alley website, has a complete list of all the hundreds of artists that have participated. And we made the sign, Art Deco, let's roar. The food's ready to go. Chuck is ready to sing. And we got these hats. We got everybody wearing the hats for Art Deco and pearls and boas, and just everybody's in costume. And we just knew, we did not know that in 14 days, we would never be leaving the house again for a year. Look how happy we are, carefree. We make the front page of the Delray newspaper, but we didn't know that the Delray newspaper is out of business because we lost this year so many businesses. We lost stores, people lost jobs. This has been a rough year. And this is why I wanted to show and connect with everyone, because we need to stick together, because hope is on the way. We might have Art in the Alley. We talked about it. Maybe in the spring or summer, things are looking good now. Maybe for 4th of July, like President Biden says. So Lisa and Tom invite you to see this video of the last happy public gathering.
In the Alley 2020, Southeast 6th Street, 2020, Art Deco in the Alley, let's roar! Yay! We got 44 artists. Firebook. I love your
Hi, Gracie.
Art Deco in the Alley, dogs. Let's see.
I like that salad. I'll have to serve myself a
That's fun. That's fun.
At the very end, they have ones that are done by kids. Just
Yeah, I don't do that.
Art Deco in the alley.
Shirley Johnson.
Thank you for coming.
So this is our last hurrah. We all get together and we smile and we say Art Deco in the alley. So what you can do during this COVID crisis, you can go and visit the alleys. You can have a self-guided Art in the Alley tour map. Go to artinthealley.org and download the map. This yellow is the 211 building. And here you see in red all the alleys that have art hanging in them. And we want to thank you for joining us today. Please wear your mask, stay safe. Love, Sharon, Lisa, and James. Thank you. And now we could unmute and we could ask questions or talk or just say that we're all gonna stick together. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. It was great.
All right, so wait, I have to get back here. I want to get to everyone. I stopped the screen share.
Hello.
I'm coming. Wait, let me.
Oh, Deb and Kevin.
Woo! There we go. Hi, everyone. Hi.
Hey.
Hey. Picture. Woo! Lisa. Oh, there's another Lisa. Lisa Strum. Hi, everyone.
Hi, stay safe.
Thank you for joining us. Hi. Hi. Hi, Deb.
Sharon Koskoff, you are fantastic. You are fantastic. Oh, look at their beautiful baby.
We all together made this happen. It was it was like writing a book, putting this together and reliving the memories. I have thousands of photos that didn't make it. I apologize if I missed anyone.
Sharon, you were amazing. You're amazing. Like, this is like your calling, even more than your art, because the way you spoke about the whole story was in fact artful.
And I couldn't have done it without you. Diane Feen wrote the articles, and Steve Bress, Heidi, everybody here really played a part. Steve Browse, hey, how are you? The fact that everybody even came to watch this, it was so nostalgic, you know. Him and Tina, the babies and the animals, and I don't know. I just had to do it. I don't know how I got this ready for today.
Really good. You were very thorough. That's
self-imposed. Nobody said you have to do this today. Not for me. I had to do it today. I'm in this house 1 year. Sharon Halupka White has been going to the grocery for me for an entire year. I have not been in a grocery store. I haven't left the house except for maybe some doctor's things. Today's the day, 1 year.
Hey, can I say one thing real quick?
Anything.
One thing real quick. So listen, you know Randy Schultz, the reporter? Yeah. Randy Schultz. So he wrote such a cool column. And in it, it said that one of the politicians, Adam Frankel, said that all he knew was that he was on Team Quillian.
Well, you know, Kevin has thousands of pictures. You have thousands of pictures. I've told you this, thousands of pictures that you've taken every night at the bar. You know, that has to be documented.
Thousands.
Millions.
Anyway.
And we're all in them. We're all in those pictures.
Sharon. No, we talk about all this art. You know what? You, Sharon, you are the treasure of this community. Okay? You are the treasure.
Thank you.
You're a rock star, Sharon.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Love you all.
You know, you only know me as Art in the Alley. I have a lot of other lives. I'm the old school square person. I'm the Art Deco person. I live many different role models. But this is so close to me. Lisa came over 2.5 hours last night, and we went through this.
I came over. I went to her house like this. Now we get to hang out and see each other's faces. It's so great.
Sharon,
That's true. That's true. I was wearing a mask.
I am still at work, and my background is hospital. So I made it into Lynn Corp's beautiful paintings so that I could enjoy and just feel like I'm at the top of the world.
It looks like you're looking out of a window.
I know, it's fantastic.
It looks
I
so
love
real.
the zoom now.
Oh, that's a Zoom photo?
I took a photo and I made it my background.
Yeah.
I'm so technologically advanced. I must have learned that from Vandermont.
Diane Feen is here. Diane Feen.
Yay!
To the writer.
Did you get your shot yet, Sharon?
I got my second shot March 2nd, thanks to Lisa's brother in California who got me the appointment.
Oh my God.
Nice.
So shot. And you still won't go out with a mask on?
I have to wait 4 weeks, they told me.
Oh.
But no, I have a lot of anxiety. I mean, yeah. I know it's normal, but you know, I've been swimming every day. Patty and I go swimming every day. I swim. I go out to swim, but no, I don't go. I do not go out yet.
Your pool is open? My pool has not been open in a year.
Yes, my pool has been open for a long time now. About two months after we opened. I live in a modest development, so it's not a big pool. But I was scared. I didn't go swimming for 5 weeks, but my back went out, and then I had to exercise. So I got accustomed to swimming every day.
That's great.
But you know, you have to mentally.
You gotta get in.
I had anxiety. I admit it freely, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
You know, between the political situation we have and no money, you know, let's face it, money, you know, there's no jobs. It's a strange time to be living in. I'm almost glad my parents aren't here. I don't think they could fathom what's going on.
Yeah. Sharon, your parents are here with you. You know.
That's very true. Right very true. But I'm just saying, you know, they say people who were in a coma and woke up, how would you explain it to them? You know, I know I've aged. I've really aged this year. In many ways.
Hold on. Where's my glasses?
But, you know, aging is not a bad thing. It's just.
Let me see. You look beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's all
you shut up. You got the best lighting anybody has.
Yeah, it's the lighting. I do good lighting. But I am all dressed for you. Trust me. I had to get this is a big facade as you know.
No, there's no facade. You're like I said, you're the treasure. So you can be the, you know.
So James is on a boat sailing the Keys.
Is
we'll have to send him the recording.
James is a very social
everybody
creature.
Else gotta go, hey James, 1, 2, 3.
It's
James. Everyone's still on mute.
So he's on a boat in the Keys?
So yeah. James is such a social creature. We've had some difficulty this year. We haven't had a party at the 211 since St. Patrick's Day, which was just before. And so somehow we have owned a sailboat and we magically ended up in the Keys during the time that my job said, there's no work for you. James and I just stayed in the Keys for 5 weeks. We snorkeled with the dolphins and hung out while everybody was trapped at home. James was making, you know, fish burgers and whatever my little heart desired. And so now we had to get back to, you know, we have tenants that need us and things like that, and parents. But he had the opportunity to hop on a sailboat with a friend that was buying one. So I said, of course, get out, get away, because you'll keep spreading COVID if you stay here and hang out with everybody. So it's been our best way of keeping James from spreading anything.
How are you, Heidi?
Why would he be spreading COVID though?
So he talks to everybody and he spits when he talks.
I want Heidi to speak. How are you doing?
He's
Well,
the
I'm
loudest
fine
breather
because
ever.
everybody is refinancing their homes and fixing pools and making new swimming pools. So I've had to be going out all the time with clients that do not wear masks. And I was very, very anxious until I got my shot, my second shot, because I have my 90-year-old mom who also has the shots now. But it was stressful going out to try to make a living because you have to take the opportunity. The jobs are coming for construction. And I have to deal with customers, clients, intelligent, sophisticated people. Oh, hi, no mask. And it was, but at least I try to always do it outdoors. And that's great, but I haven't done much of painting. I just did that Dolphin in Distress project with the recycled products that was at Resource Depot recently. And Steve helped me get it back yesterday. Thank you, Steve. And but that I did as soon as the COVID came out because we weren't doing it. At the beginning, I wasn't going out either.
500,000 people died. I know some of them. I mean, I don't know. It's real.
It should be getting better though now.
There's hope. There's definite hope now.
Yeah.
It's a whole different wave. And this whole anniversary year thing, like now I think about,
have another Art in the Alley soon.
I think we could have another Art in the Alley outside.
Well, Lisa said we could bring everyone a panel, but what fun is that? You can't have the large party, the whole party.
You have to come up with a theme, though. It has to have a new theme now. What would the theme be?
Mask in the alley.
Oh, we're tired. Life.
Mask in
the joy of life.
Butterflies.
Lisa Strum, I miss you. It's good to see your face. Lisa, we have another Lisa here tonight. That's to unmute.
All right, I gotta go. Thank you, Sharon. I gotta work.
All right, I think we can all go.
Hi, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. It was beautiful.
Here I am.
There you are, Lisa. I missed you.
Hi, I miss you too. I'm sorry, I'm so sleepy, but I've been watching.
It's okay. Good. And Kevin, I got to wish you a happy birthday. Yeah, birthdays are so weird this year.
Yeah, it was in Biden's presidential inauguration day. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing.
January 20th.
Yep, it was amazing.
Yeah, well, 4 years ago it was Trump. 4 years before that was Obama. I mean, like, my God.
Yeah,
he's famous. Kevro's famous.
Well, I always remember your birthday because it's the first day of Aquarius. I think of you as, it's Aquarius. I don't think of you as the inauguration, but this year I certainly did. So.
Yeah, well, it's all about the when you were born.
Sharon, you look fantastic, and P.S. But listen, I love your background.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Thank you.
You did a good job, girlfriend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sign off now. Call me anytime, email me, and I'm gonna post this on YouTube. So there'll be a link. I'll send out the link, and anyone can watch this because it'll be on YouTube. There'll be a link. Just give me a little, till tomorrow.
Hold on, Sharon. Everything will go back. We'll have another Art in the Alley soon. Don't worry.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Sharon.
Bye-bye.
Roll out.
Hang out.
End meeting.